Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Well, I want to talk to you folks today about something very close to me personally. And last night on NBC, the show Quantum Leap was a show about transgender folks and the importance of inclusion. And I bring this topic up because um, earlier on in my younger life, I had a very different perspective of uh, transgender, gay, lesbian, and non-binary people, and so my view has changed or had changed shortly thereafter, especially right after the passing of my uncle um, on my mother's side, my mother's older brother. He was what we call a closet gay, and uh, in his time, uh, being gay could actually get you killed, and so my uncle Bob, he had a partner, and unfortunately, nothing could truly become of that, because of uh, the discrimination and also embarrassment, plus the threat to their life. And then also, a lot of families, unfortunately, uh, um, turn on their own kids for being different than them. And last night's show on Quantum Leap was exactly that. It talked about a lot of very good topics that I have personally seen um, over my lifetime, and the discrimination and the hurt that is thrust upon those that are identify as transgender, gay, non-binary, lesbian, or any of the LGBT uh, um, uh, classifications. And so last night's show was about the importance of inclusion, and it touched on a teenager going through high school and being transgender. And I saw that when I was going through high school, because there were a number of folks that uh, I it wasn't a time yet where people identified as anything in particular, but there were a lot of names that were thrown at these folks in school, and so they were really excluded a lot. And then in last night's episode, we saw that in Quantum Leap, and so it touched me very closely because of that connection. Plus, I have had many gay, lesbian, and transgender friends over the decades, and even those that felt that they weren't supported did feel supported by me, and I didn't treat them any differently. My friends are my friends. How they identify is how they identify, and we have to be more accepting of these differences, and not throw our offspring, our children, uh, like was trying to portray in last night's episode, the importance of supporting our children no matter how you feel about that particular topic. They are still our children, and we need to love them and support them in any way possible, even at the cost of our job. That's how important it is these days for inclusion. And this goes across everything, not only just gay, lesbian, transgender uh, protocols, but also racial boundaries, black, white, yellow, everybody. Inclusion needs to be a part of American culture, and needs to change a lot of its ideals as they are right now. Uh, I lived in a very wealthy community back uh, from the mid 80s in up till 1996 in Alameda. And I knew many families where they were having problems either with their children or with a family member who may have identified uh, in defiance of the standard norms of that family. And so a lot of those families, you know, didn't want to talk about that, and but yet there were some of those kids that would come to our home because they knew that I was a much more understanding parent, and also uh, you know, step parent to one of the most popular kids in all of Alameda at that time. And so, we usually had our garage full of neighborhood kids' bicycles, and everybody. It didn't matter how you identified when you came to our house. You were still family. You were still treated equally in the eyes of everybody, and the kids supported each other. That's the great thing that we loved about it. It brought people together, our place, and it didn't matter, what your how you identified. And you could be a jock, you can be a nerd, you can be gay, lesbian, transgender, or you can be straight. So it didn't matter when you came into our home. There were no boundaries, but there was great respect for each other. And that's what we need to really see more of, acceptance and inclusion in our community. Thanks for joining me today. And if you do want to watch that episode, and you have a way to go back and watch that episode, it was last night, and that's Monday night, 10 o'clock, and on NBC. Uh, and the show is called Quantum Leap, and the episode is called Let Them Play. And that was played last night. It's a great lesson if you have the time and the ability to go back and replay it and actually watch the show. It is a very, very good show. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.